Hello and welcome back to Take a Sip Podcast. I'm Leche.
And I'm Tito.
All right, Tito. It is another unfortunate morning episode. In my case, it is very fortunate because I love morning episodes.
You like morning? Yeah, that's our only thing. We have to figure out your morning episodes, my nighttime episode, because you prefer drinking like your coffees and stuff. I like drinking my liquors and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we can't really call it a morning episode when it's literally 2 p.m. that we're recording this.
I mean, it's morning somewhere.
It's also 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is 5 o'clock somewhere. Dude.
Hold on, let me go get my beer then. If only I can make a mimosa.
Dude. Well, what are you drinking? If you're drinking anything right now?
Well, I am drinking something, and because literally from the moment that I woke up today, I've been just pulled here and there. I haven't had time to like eat or have my coffee. So I'm actually having my coffee right now, and I'm waiting on my food to get here as we record.
That's funny because I'm the same thing, dude. I forgot to eat breakfast and I was just working through the morning right now like crazy. And I also have a coffee too. Nice. Just a regular black coffee.
Yeah, regular, just house-made coffee today.
Yeah. One of those mornings, honestly. I mean, mornings, days in general.
But besides our exciting mornings, a bunch of exciting topics.
Dude, there is so much good shit that happened this week.
100%.
I'm like, what is happening, bro? Did everyone just decide, like, let me just, pull it out? Like, holy crap, stop.
A lot of exciting and one sad thing that we get to talk about here.
Yeah, there's one disappointed, but if for that sad news, there's a silver lining for it, right?
Yes.
So, if anything, fuck it, let's start with that. Let's start with the sort of sad and bad news, right?
Copy.
Okay. So I think we talked about this a couple of episodes back, how they're making a sequel to the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Yes.
Did we mention it?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. We've been talking about it. Yeah, we mentioned like when the trailer came out and everything originally.
Exactly. But unfortunately, they said that they have to postpone launching the movie. It was slated to go, out this October, pretty much. But they back it up by
practically a whole year. A
whole year, pretty much.
Practically a whole year, yeah.
That's unfortunate, but dude.
We're talking about Across the Spider-Verse, by the way.
Yeah,
I mentioned Into the Spider-Verse, but Across the Spider-Verse, the sequel, quote unquote, series, that's getting delayed.
But I mean, dude, in my opinion, like if they delayed it for a good reason, like not legal issue or anything like that, but they're backing it out because they're like, oh, we want to make it better or something like that. Or like we weren't feeling this ending or we weren't feeling this scene here and there.
Yeah.
They're making it better, bro. Do it. I don't give a fuck,
Well, that's the thing. They didn't really give a reason on why they're delaying the movies.
You're just hoping that they did it for that reason. For that
yes, intent. And it's also because unfortunately we're still in COVID time, so they're not just in the video game industry, but the whole movie industry, especially animated movies industries, that's getting very much delayed in different ways. So if it's also that they're going to take the time to perfect it as much as we know
and stuff.
Because this one's also supposed to be like a 2-parter, right? I believe it was.
Yeah, it's a part 1 type of thing.
Yeah.
So that means... So it got delayed from October 7th of 2022 to June 2nd of 2023. So that also means part 2 of the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, got delayed probably a whole another year as well.
Yeah.
That one won't be slated until 2024.
Yeah, they're expecting that one at least around the end of March of 2024.
Which makes sense, yeah.
Which originally from the trailer, if they are going with that really cool, colorful, retro vibes of like the
comic book vibe,
vibes, or also like when you have like the old 3D red lens, blue lens glasses types of things.
Yeah,
because that's what it sometimes looks like. Very vibey. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of animation and a lot of things that have to go into that.
And it looks weird just by off the trailer from like the original thing. It looks better, like the animation, of course, because they probably had like a bigger budget since the first one did fairly well.
Yeah,
for itself. They definitely, you could tell that there's a little bit more care in the artistry this time around. A 100%. Lot more details on the characters themselves.
Yes.
I think I talked about this last time, but like I hope they do the same concept of what they did the first movie. This is kind of like the technical aspects on how the movie was made. This is me nerding out when it talks about movies. Okay, so just hold your horses on this. Okay, just be patient with me while I explain this. So you know how Miles doesn't know that he has his powers in the first one, that he got bit. He's a little like clumsy when he gets his powers and shit like that.
Yes.
I don't know if you notice him specifically compared to the other, spoilers of to the other Spider-Man. The other Spider-Man is more fluid in his motions. And you notice that Miles is a lot more choppy.
Oh, no, like, I didn't notice that.
Like, because they're filmed in 2 different frame rates. That's why. So the more time that Miles spends with that Spider-Man, he progressively gets more fluid. So he builds up those frames to get to that point, to that Spider-Man.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I never realized. That's cool to know.
So I was like, dude, when I saw that video, I'm like, no fucking way. And I go back and watch that scene, like just that particular scene that they like took out of context. I'm like, wow, it actually makes fucking sense why he's like moving like a fucking robot. You got me? Like he's moving a little bit choppier. I'm like, oh my god.
Because he's still connecting with his spider. His new
he's still trying to get a grasp of his powers. So he doesn't have that fluidity.
It's little details like that in movies that make it so good.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping they do for this movie, for the second one. For sure. Like, oh man, that was amazing.
No, for sure. And again, like the original was so good. The bar was like set so high now that they also have to meet that bar set up so high and then still beat that one now with the third one with part 2 as it comes out. So even once we get part 1, I wouldn't be surprised if for some quote unquote other unknown reason they delay part 2 again just for a little bit to make sure it's up to their standards now.
Yeah, for sure. And moving on from movie to movie, some crazy news on top of that is kind of unexpected. I mean, the game did fairly well. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is helping produce a movie version of the video game, well-received video game, It Takes Two.
Mm-hmm. And I think they're producing it with Amazon at this point as well, too.
Makes sense. That's pretty cool. It's pretty clutch. The real question is how, like we talked about this a little bit offline. How are they going to do this, right? Like if they make this, they have to make it somewhat of an animated movie, or it's going to be heavily like CGI'd and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because they could make it real life too. It'll be really cool with like real actors and actresses.
And make it almost like a claymation type of thing.
That too. Like the movie, like for example, Nightmare Before Christmas, make it a claymation like that. That would be really dope.
Oh yeah.
That movie would be really awesome.
Yeah. But again, it's like, it's so weird. Like, I completely understand the whole thing of turning video games into movies, right? But this game, like we mentioned, like I spoke with you before, this game is such... is so, oh my god, what's
cinematic?
It's so cinematic and so cutscene heavy that it's practically a movie within itself.
Yeah, they just have to like, if you cut off all the middleman, like the actual gameplay aspect, you probably could put all the cutscenes and all the dialogue all in one cohesive story. Like,
exactly. So that's another thing. Like, how that's gonna work? Like, is it just gonna be that? You got me? Like that makes no sense.
Or are they gonna change it up and give us something new, and just take that premise of like, like to teach the parents a lesson, whatever. They got shrunk down and shit.
Exactly.
Like that. Just like how do I put it? Like the old classic movie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, you know, like pretty much like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like for the new age, you know, it would make sense. Actually, it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
I just want to. I just also want to know, like, no offense to him, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned it this time before. What the hell is Dwayne Johnson doing in a movie like this?
That's the question I think everyone might be asking, and that's why it's a little bit more of an because it wouldn't be big news if his name wasn't plastered on it too. You get me?
But that's the thing, though. It's like it doesn't need to be big news because it's already such a massive game. Look at how much we already spoke about the Ghost of Tsushima movie, the BioShock movie, the Halo series. And there's, as of right now, there's no big names associated with that stuff. You got me?
True. I think it's because it's The Rock, you know, Mr. Worldwide, not the actual Mr. Worldwide.
I would rather Mr. Worldwide than Dwayne Johnson.
And not the real one, but, you know, the one that actually makes good content.
Make Pitbull the love book that they interact with so much to learn the lessons.
No, but definitely, I think it's a cool idea that he's stepping in. I don't know if he's going to star in it, but he's definitely like being producer on it. It sounds pretty dope. You know, if this is something he's actually interested in investing into, then who knows, man? It may actually be really fucking good. You get me?
Yeah, but again, I just hope it's not going to be one of those projects afterwards, like, oh, Dwayne Johnson was part of It Takes Two. No, like, can we just focus on It Takes Two?
Yeah, like I get you. I get what you mean. Like
the game is so good,
like,
beautifully made.
Speak for itself, you know. Like don't let this guy outshine the actual, you know, product of what is coming. You get me?
Exactly. Like if he's gonna be the voice of like the vacuum that they first fight at the beginning, that's fine. Because the vacuum is just one of the
center of the attention. That's
exactly. Or even if he's just gonna play the voice of the dad once he's in the clay model guy, you got me. But
like, I mean, I don't mind him as a voice actor in this if he does decide to do something like that as well. Wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, I just don't want him. Like we said, don't want him to overshine the full product.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I can't reiterate it so many times. The game is so beautifully made. It is beautiful storytelling. There's a reason it won a bunch of awards as well. And it's such a great co-op game as well, too. Like I watched it with different YouTube couples who like play video games amongst themselves, play this game, and seeing their interactions on how they go through the whole story is good.
Yeah, so like, dude, yeah, I hope it really does like live up to the actual, you know, thing. This is always like, right? That's always the criticism, like how you said, like the criticism of making video games into movies and then vice versa as well, you know. Like who knows how it's actually going to play out if they have enough, you know, substance to grab. I mean, they have all the premise there. It's just the execution that needs to be done right.
It's always the execution. Yeah, 100%.
Execution. Same thing, you know, like you said, the BioShock thing and, you know, all these other movies. Who knows, man? You can only wait and see and fucking, you know, freaking fingers crossed that no one fucks it up. No one intervenes on like the actual picture, you know, the art they're trying to create.
Yeah. And while, like, I know I mentioned Ghost of Tsushima as well. Like, we talked about it a couple weeks ago of the movie being made. But even the main voice actor and the one who Jin Sakai was modeled after, Daisuke Tsuji, he's even come up that he would be willing to play the role of Jin Sakai in the Ghost of Tsushima movie if he was given, which would
be awesome.
It makes it so much easier for them because it's the voice actor. It's literally him.
Guy. Yeah, literally the guy. Like
he might just need a little bit of training for like stunts and stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if he already has that type of background as well.
Exactly, dude. Casually. Like, I'm just a casual black belt type dude.
Yeah.
You know, some crazy bullshit, but yo, chill.
I mean, don't want to stereotype, but Asians, they be having all these secret talents, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, like, who knows, man? You know, fuck. We'll see, dude.
Yeah. Time could tell at this point.
Yeah, dude. Yo, but about telling time, bro, it is a throwback when we see games like this or even shows like this make a comeback, you know. Talking about specifically about the game. I think, when did this release? I don't know.
This came out a few weeks ago, I believe, right? Or like about a week ago.
Okay. So I'm talking about specifically about Gundam Evolution, released by Bandai Namco.
Yes.
So this is an online game, as you told me, and it is like an RPG-esque game, or what
FPS, so first person shooter.
Game. Yeah, okay.
Best way I could put it,
like Halo.
Overwatch as Gundam.
Yeah, no, that's a better perspective to put it, yeah.
Because not only do you have your main DPS, you'll also have some tanks, you'll have some support. So a lot of these Gundams have their main classes, you could say.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say this is better than Overwatch, because it's not only is it like a nostalgia factor type of thing coming through, but the gameplay seems kind of smooth. Obviously, over time, that's going to get updated. As of right now, it's a very small roster of, I believe, 12 Gundams that you could play as.
Yeah.
But again, over time and with the anime, that's type of stuff that could get updated.
I mean, they got the resources. I mean, sorry, not the resources. They have literally the roster within the anime itself to choose from. It's just depending on how well these are, like, first 12 at launch do and how the game comes out, right? Yeah. And that's the biggest, like, wait and see type of attitude that they have to do right now.
Yeah.
See how well received it is or not well received it is, and what balances that they have to do. Most likely, you know, certain Gundams are like either need, you know, buffs or nerfs, you know, situations like that. But gameplay wise, dude, it looks fucking pretty good. Actually, it doesn't look bad at all.
No, it really doesn't. Clean. And it all looks very smooth. And like you said, yes, it's a starting game. There's going to be nerfs and buffs that have to come through. But this could be one of those games, not like Overwatch, unfortunately, but they have the ability to make this big roster, or they even have the opportunity to create their own Gundams in a way outside of the anime manga type of thing, where you could create all sorts of different units, and the more different types of units you have, the different builds, the different team developments, and that helps the gameplay so much. You got me? Kind of like LOL.
Yeah. I'm thinking longevity. If this game does well enough and it actually starts to get like a small following and shit like that, I do not see, this is me being a nerd, I do not see why they couldn't collaborate with, what is it called? What's the company called? Fuck. Begins with S. So I forgot what it's called. But with Power Rangers and make Megazords in there.
Oh, yeah. You see, them too.
Right? I don't see why not.
Or even here, I'll throw another throwback for you.
Or even some
Zoids.
Zoids.
You remember Zoids? The animal robot ones? Bro. Exactly. I love Zoids so much.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's what, so much potential. Like, I can already see it, bro.
Yeah, like it would completely work out.
Or make them as skins too. Like, fuck it. It doesn't have to be full character releases. It could just be skins.
Yeah, like how to monetize things. Yeah,
how to monetize it.
Yeah, and another thing I like about what they do here, they have like the difficulty ratings for each type of
I'm seeing
unit. Yeah. So if you're a beginner, you could probably go with a 1-star. If you want to challenge yourself, instantly go into a 4-star type of thing. You got me? And it's also just another thing, like, oh, you're playing a 1-star difficulty. That's anybody. I'm playing a 4-star Gundam. Can you do that? Like,
yeah.
Or it's like even just a beginner jumping right into a 4-star or a 3-star Gundam. Like that kind of, depending on what your gaming skill level is, it's kind of impressive as well. But yeah, like we said, smooth gameplay. Obviously, it could get updated, but they're trying to keep it old school. I get it, like very simplistic, a little bit like the anime, but
yeah,
I don't know. Just a little something I wanted to throw in there, for, like, since we're on this massive nostalgia trip, apparently.
No, seriously, dude, it's crazy, dude. I'm telling you, I think it's gonna be fantastic, though.
Oh, 100%.
As long as they keep, how do I put it? They keep up with the demand. If any of their fans like wanting to see something in particular, when it comes to the Gundams themselves, like if they want like a bigger roster, like, don't wait, a whole 6 months just to come with 1 or 2 Gundams. Like if you're gonna have new Gundams, make sure it's like a substantial amount where people can eat it up for a while, and it takes a while to actually learn like each Gundam's like, pros and cons, and stuff like that. Just like you said, like Overwatch, right? So like I hope there's an actual skill gap to it, because that's when it becomes competitive, and that is when some people like the aspects of that.
Yes. And definitely making a game like this into a competitive type of game where you could probably even have like your own mini league or something. That also makes a game, or gives a game longevity.
Yeah, it really does, honestly.
So again, it's all just stuff we know as gamers, and it looks cool. And it's also like, it's for all systems as of right now, new gen and Xbox One, PS4s. And I believe they're also working on Steam to make it like a PC type of thing. So,
but yeah, from that story, there is no good way to, transition. So these are, I think, our top 3 stories, I believe.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm going to start with the one that I'm not too interested in.
You're not, but
I know you are, and you're probably excited for it. So we actually got the official trailer release of Stranger Things Season 4.
Yes.
And dude, I'm not gonna lie, it looks fucking good. I haven't watched it.
Incredible.
I haven't watched this, so I don't know. Is it overhyped? Maybe. That's what I've been told. But at the same time, maybe it deserves the hype, right? I do not know myself because I haven't watched it. So
you need to let it. Like, I'm not joking. At this point, with this trailer, I am begging you from the bottom of my heart, please watch it. Please watch it.
I might give it a shot, dude, before this launches. Maybe.
It is.
Or maybe I should wait until season 5 launches.
I mean, okay, to start off, we kind of get an idea of like what the kids have been been going on about since the end of season 3.
Yep.
Some of them have been relocated for their own safety. Others are still in the same town. They're grown up. I believe they're in high school at this point. Yeah, and literally, and from the dialogue that we get at the beginning, that they've all been trying to live normal lives, trying to be happy, but in a way they've all like splitting up, or some of them are still stuck in the past, which is understandable after everything they've been through and them being such a tight-knit group that just gets ripped apart at the end. Some characters are still alive from what we thought. And it gets to a point where even with the last few trailers that we got, the last pictures, there's kind of an aspect of time travel in this, or a lot of flashbacks to how a lot of this originated from, especially that we get, I believe we get to get a little bit of an origin story of 11, because we do see her back in her young age, bald, in the facility, as she claims, with her dad.
Mm-hmm.
And we see a lot of returning villains, such as the Demigorgon. We see some of the new, I'm going to call them Demi-Bats, because they seem to be flying around a lot. I mean, that's the best thing I can get from it.
You can't really.
The Mind Flare seems to be a little bit of a thing still around, not fully, but
I don't know what
it's still there. I know. Well, you've probably seen the images of that giant creature in the clouds looming over the city.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
that's the Mind Flare. And at the end, we get the coolest look
what is that,
and
bro?
visuals.
This is some crazy shit. I'm like, bro, what is this fucking show, bro?
Yes.
Are we dealing with the fuck like in hell or what is this?
At this point, it looks very demonic. It is not very supernatural, but more demonic.
Bro. It's getting intense. I'm like
100%. So the main boss, I want to call it at this end, the boss, is, I believe, a very sentient creature. Very similar to the Demigorgon, but very humanoid. Again, watch the trailer on the Netflix YouTube channel or the Stranger Things YouTube channel. The trailer is like 3 minutes and 20 seconds long.
Pretty lengthy, yeah.
Yeah, but again, beautifully made, so suspenseful. Every scene, I know people are going to start deep diving into this trailer alone and ripping this trailer apart. And I'm ready for all those videos to come out.
Like the theories, be like, oh my God, did you notice this time the clock behind them? Be like, no, I didn't, bro. I was too busy seeing their faces.
But yes. And then, so like we mentioned before, this is going to be season 4, but volume 1 and volume 2. So volume 1 comes out on May 27th, which is a Friday, right? Yes, a Friday. And then volume 2 comes out on July 1st. So literally a month and a few days after.
I wonder why they decided to do that. Like a whole month pause. Like,
I mean, to give it enough time for everybody to watch it, because not everybody watches it, to process it too. Exactly.
And also an extra layer of hype in between too. So I'm like, I get it. Okay.
Yeah. And I think they also like give themselves enough time. As always, what they always do is give themselves enough time for feedback from the first half. And then depending on how that goes off and what type of feedback and reviews that gets, do they roll out volume 2 or
do they have to go back and fix a few things here and there?
Exactly.
Because they probably, maybe they split it because they're undecisive on
the type of ending they want to go with.
Season 4. Yeah. Like maybe like they have 2 alternate endings right now and they don't know which one to which one to let go. Yeah. Like which one to release.
Yeah.
They're probably waiting until to see how, if they did a bad job on the first half, they're probably going to change up a few things here and there.
Yeah.
Like, switch this here, put it here, type of thing.
Or seeing by the end of it, which characters can actually fully die at this point or quote unquote sacrifice themselves.
Yeah.
Because there's always one and somehow they always come back. You get me? And it's like, no, like at this point, besides Billy, kill somebody else. Billy was, oh my God, fuck, sorry. I spoiled one, but yes, there was one character that did that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's back by the beginning of the season. So
time and Avengers, bro. Like, bro, Doctor Strange is about to pop up, bro.
Yes, oh my God. But again, watch the trailer. Watch the trailer. Let you watch the seasons.
Watch the show in general.
And pretty much. It looks great. I mean, I took up enough time on this mic. Back to you. Back to you with the weather.
The weather is looking fantastic here on this end because, bro, they just love teasing new shit, bro. It is fantastic, bro. This we're both hyped for.
Yes.
They gave us a little teaser trailer for the new season of freaking Demon Slayer coming out, which is, I forgot what the arc is called already. I'm sorry. Wait, give me 1 second.
The Swordsmith Village.
The Swordsmith arc. Yes, dude. Oh my God, bro. I'm looking forward to this, bro. I know everyone in their fucking mother is looking for it, especially how fucking great the second half of season 2 was, bro.
Yes,
with the red light district, entertainment district. Sorry, sorry.
Red light district. Something else.
That's pretty much it, though. The red light district on their side. But yeah, dude, how well that shit did. The animation was fucking gorgeous. So, oh my God.
They had to live up for it, and they have 2 good Hashiras in this season.
Yes, they do.
That I'm so
Hashira and the love Hashira
and the love Hashira, and they both have such great backstories. That I mean, not saying that the sound Hashira and the flare Hashira didn't. You got me. But these 2 have very unique, in a way, backstories and very unique sword skills to begin with. Yeah, their breathing styles. So I'm just very intrigued to see how that works out.
Yeah.
Because we mentioned before, we spoiled it a little bit for ourselves because we do our own background research and mangas and stuff. But I actually want to see it
like
in play.
Animated.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to see it like an actual animation.
Yes.
Like fluidity and see how it fucking rolls off the screen, dude.
And I love how they do these official trailers with like the scrolls and going back and giving you like quick recaps of what happened in Arc 1, Arc 2, Arc 3, and so on and so forth. And like what's coming up next. You got me?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed like that small detail as the new scroll for this one rolls out. One side of it's like the blue for the smoke Hashira and the other side's pink for the love Hashira.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the others,
it's going to be divvied up like that this season.
Yeah.
Like the first half is probably going to be him, the blue side. And then the second half is probably her for the pink side.
Yeah. Which again, from our own research that we've done, this is supposed to be a really good arc.
Yeah.
Really, it's supposed to set up a lot for what's to come, at least.
For the freaking castle one, dude. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
That's the most exciting one.
That is going to be the most heart-wrenching fucking... That's going to be nothing's going to top that, dude. Maybe the ending, but...
No, probably. Because there's still one more arc after
this one, there's one more.
After the castle.
It's the sky one. And then it's the castle one, right?
No, I believe after this one is the castle. And then after the castle is the final arc.
Oh, is it?
I believe so.
Oh, you think you're right? Yeah.
And yeah, because then the last...
Spoilers alert, bro.
We'll talk about this offline, but...
yeah, I'd rather not spoil it. Let's just keep it as is, right?
Because I know one of us is going to slip up and say something.
Everyone not going to...
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Mark Ruffalo. Everyone dies. Be like, no, stop.
We have to pull Tom Holland on ourselves.
Not everyone dies.
I'm still here. You're like, shut up. No, you're not. But yeah, even the main antagonists that we got for this one, the moon demons that we got for this one, are supposed to be crazy as well. So I definitely want to see those fight scenes and how those play out. I mean,
dude. Shit.
I'm sorry. I wasted most of my energy on Stranger Things. I can't keep up at this point.
But definitely, this was the trailer I was not expecting to receive this week, though. This last one was the crazy one. I think the one me, Esbean, and you have been waiting for, literally, to come out, dude. And we're, of course, talking about Marvel. We are talking about Thor, Love and Thunder, the official fucking trailer launch, dude. This shit looks fucking crazy, dude. It looks fucking awesome. Chris
Hemsworth.
Fucking Christ, dude. I think is gonna kill it in this fucking movie too, because I think they just made Thor like a funny character just in general. But this one looks like he's a little bit more like down to earth, and he's trying to find himself. It's like one of those finding yourself type of movies.
Yes.
The looks of it.
Yeah, because I mean, really think about it. Everything that Thor has gone through, from being a prince to being knocked down to being a quote unquote mortal, to fighting his brother, his quote unquote brother, fighting his sister, losing all of Asgard. You got me? And
losing his mother, losing his dad, killing his sister, killing his brother, literally dying in front of his eyes.
Yeah, like and then everything. Yes. And like, I get what they're trying to go here, like the comedic route for Thor, because he definitely has that aspect. But there was something about the entire trailer, like I just couldn't. I have to watch it to fully understand it. But as of right now with the trailer, I'm not fully satisfied, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a little. I think they're trying to make him too
comedic after everything that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And like, Thor's supposed to be, even per the fucking like comic books, he's supposed to be like a very fucking like aggressive character. You get me? Like, not really dumbfounded how he is in this fucking movie and stuff.
Exactly.
Is it gonna be great? Of course. Is it gonna sell? Yeah, we're gonna go watch it without a fucking doubt.
Yeah.
We're not bashing it in that sense for sure.
Yeah.
And I'd rather not put my full input on it unless I see it. You got me?
Yeah.
This is one of those movies I definitely want to go and see, like 100%.
Yes.
You got me?
Yeah.
To fully grasp if it's going to be good or not.
Yeah.
Unlike, for example, I hate putting it in this perspective, like the Eternals. I didn't watch it, and I already knew it wasn't going to do that great.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of people know who the fuck those are. You got me?
Yeah.
They're not really known characters.
No, they're not. And that's always a problem with those types of movies. Like, I get what they're trying to establish with them, like trying to include them in what's to come. But they didn't do a good job of starting it early enough where people, for us to care or process it. Yeah. You get me? Like, kind of like with, I hate that we always come back to this, Justice League. And with the Zack Snyder cut, how we see Martian Manhunter at the end, you got me? People who know are gonna react and be like, "Oh my god, Martian Manhunter!" People who don't know,
question like, "Oh,
who's that?" Ask questions, do their own research, get into it. You get me? There was no signs.
If he comes out on another movie, everyone's be like, "Oh, it's that guy, it's him.
It's him again. He was in the end of the Justice League."
Exactly. I mean, that's the nice thing about Marvel, just in general, the MCU, dude. They do that well, like teasing other characters, but sometimes like for example, the Eternals, I don't think they teased them at all beforehand.
They didn't. There was no sign of Eternals besides.
I know the end of Eternals teases other characters, which we do know of and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's the reason why they did this movie. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I'm not
sold on it yet.
I'm not sold on this one yet. I'm definitely going to go into very more optimistic than I have with any other Marvel movie, to be honest.
What's the word? Optimistically. What's the word?
I don't know what word.
You're suspicious of the movie, like if it's going to be good or bad, but you're going to go in there like, no, like, oh, like it can't be that bad. You get me? Like,
exactly.
It's going to be good, but like how good or bad is it going to be?
Exactly. And also because, even with like comedic relief, there is such a thing as pushing it a little too far where it eventually stops being funny. Exactly. And just starts getting slightly annoying.
Yeah, it gets cringy.
So cringy. That's the
and
word.
I think Thor Ragnarok rode that fine line, bro. And it was perfect in my opinion.
Yes.
As being argued, that's probably like the best Thor movie like ever.
Yes.
Like that's one of the top like 5 movies.
Yeah.
When it comes to like these like Marvel movies, puts in like in this top like 7 or 10 or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, because it was done very well
done. And it was fun. I'm sorry.
No. Go.
I was gonna say like his comedic tone there is like misplaced in the unfortunate things that are happening to him around it, which makes it fucking comedy gold. Like, you know, it is, what's the word? It's depressingly funny in that sense, you know? And it's fucking good. It is fantastic, in my opinion.
Yeah, and even still then, with Thor Ragnarok, you get me? It wasn't just him who was the comedic relief. You get me? Where you had comedic reliefs from Valkyrie, from the other two guys in the prison. You got me, the rock guy, and I forget the other one.
Yeah.
Loki had his good few moments. Even Hulk had his few moments.
Yeah.
With this one, I'm, like you said, I'm very suspicious and optimistic about it because it seems to be revolved specifically around Thor, like trying to find himself, soul searching, whatever you want to call it. So that's where the line is a little bit iffy for me. Like,
it's a little muddy. You're like,
yeah,
you don't know if you should be like excited or too like, I'm not sure.
Exactly. Like I'm don't get me wrong. Like it looks great.
Oh yeah,
from
visually,
like I understand
fantastic.
what they're going for.
Yeah.
Now I'm just more concerned about the dialogue and stuff.
Right.
Because that's now where. But I mean, as of right now, and if we're including the, oh my god, the space team. Why can't I think of anything?
Eternals?
No.
Guardians.
The Guardians of the Galaxy, who are also partially into this. They seem to be in a lot of the cutscenes in this as well. And a few of them, it got me like at the beginning. So that's even more comedy because even Quill is very comedic in his own character as well. And the team itself has their own moments.
And I already told him, fuck, like, where's Esbeen? Ezine already in his mind when he saw that trailer, is like they're already teasing Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh yeah.
Like the setup and premise for that shit. I'm like, bro, chill.
I mean, technically they are. He's not wrong. Yeah. But I mean, even depending on how they go with this, if they go off with like a little Valkyrie spinoff, you get me? Because like, what has Valkyrie been up to since last we saw her? Thor gave her the leadership.
She did Men in Black.
Yeah, that too.
No,
I know. It's stupid.
Because you know Chris was in that movie too.
Yes, I know. Oh God, get out of here! You know what? And on that note, I think it's perfect time to end the episode,
bro.
So, Leche, where can people find you?
Oh no! Leave it as that. People can find me. Jesus, that's funny, dude. Oh, dude, that movie did so bad. I'm sorry. It was pretty bad. People can find me at Instagram at Leche Melissa, or you guys can follow me at Twitch at TechnoFreak95. And where can people find you, Tito?
I am at 1alphapenguin on Instagram and also on twitch.tv/1alphapenguin. Follow the podcast on Instagram at takeasip_pod. And also the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Take a Sip. As always, the logos are the same throughout all the social medias. And all the links are in the bottom, in the notes, in the description, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you're listening. And as always, thank you so much for listening. We will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
See you guys.